The Spruce Kings had just 40 players at their training camp this week, and the hockey was fast-paced and hard-checking. They're returning a lot of the key contributors from last season's team, so available roster spots are hard to come by. Team Brass has addressed a number of needs through transactions, and they feel this could be a big year for the Kings. After a season that saw them push for a division title, the Spruce Kings were primed for a strong year. General Manager Mike Hawes didn't rest on his laurels, though, instead being very active with a number of transactions leading up to this week's training camp.
The recruiting went extremely well, and the acquisitions we made in the summer worked out very well so far too. So, all that combined, there's high expectations for the group.
The Kings are returning 4 of their top 6 scoring forwards, along with a slew of others up front. Coach Dave Dupas was impressed by the pace of camp, but spots are limited.
There's some good players that can play in this league, but we're so deep right now with returners, it's going to be difficult for those guys.
Hawes brought in players from Quebec, Ontario, and the United States, hoping to capitalize on a roster ready to break out.
I had some key holes and pieces that I wanted to add, specific guys that played specific roles. So I searched high and low, like you mentioned, all across North America to find these guys.
A big focus in the offseason was addressing the Kings' need for size. Stylistically, they were able to look at the success of Coquitlam, who battled their way to a BCHL title.
They had some good size and some skill, and they were able to translate that into success. So, we're kind of following that model, and hopefully it works for us.
A good big guy beats a good little guy all the time, if everything's equal, right? So we play in a small barn, and I think that our size in our barn will help us. If we play with our size, it's one thing to have big guys, but you have to play big too.
The level of play was pleasing to the Team Brass, but it's a unique spot for the Spruce Kings. They'll be talented, but the key will be to keep working towards postseason success.
Over the years, we've been underdogs and beat a lot of teams that on paper were better than us, talent-wise. And it's a matter of, and it's a cliche, but you have to go out and work.
We've had some good regular seasons the last few. We haven't had as much playoff success as we would have liked in the last few years, obviously. So the goal is to have a good regular season and to translate that into some playoff success.